Alright, hello ladies and gentlemen. So welcome to the fifth video. In this video we'll go through a quick recap of what has happened so far and also what the situation is currently. So let's go. So in my case, there were three cases regarding me and my children. So a temporary case number 1, temporary case number 2, and a permanent case number 3. All decisions was made by one judge, Ann-Sofie Högström. Now, she is a criminal, whether you look at it from a subjective point of view or objective point of view, she's a criminal. Why is she a criminal? Because during this first phase, no one, not the judge, not me, not the counterpart meaning the children's mother, my ex, no one ever mentioned a necessary reason, like violence or harm to the children, something like this. So you see, in the European Convention of Human Rights, you have the right and you're granted, and Finland has agreed to see that these rights are also in practice done. Nonetheless, so this means that she is a criminal and she has acted illegally because she has broken against the European Convention of Human Rights. Furthermore, she has broken against approximately, let's say, 20 laws and paragraphs. I will put them in the screen now for you. And sometimes police say that the judges have a wide discretion, laaja harkintavalta. But this wide discretion does not hierarchically stand or rise above Finnish legislation and EU law, if you understand what I mean. You cannot say that a judge cannot do whatever she wants just because she has a wide discretion. She must follow the laws. And the fact that the court should be independent and unbiased, these are the cornerstones how court and judge should act. And as I showed you, this has been going on for decades in Finland, the illegal discrimination against fathers in child cases. So, behind laws there are usually logical and rational reasons. For example, when it comes to children, the main point is very, very logical, and that is that if you have a divorce with your ex, you both have the same rights to the children. That's extremely logical. And so is the exception, that if there are necessary reasons in the best interest of the children, then you can deviate from the main rule. So this is very, very logical. But the problem is that since Högström, Ann-Sofie Högström Länsi was in my district court judge, is a criminal, and she said like this.
Niin tuossa mä taas halusin lisää aikaa ilmeisesti ja nyt sitten tuomari sanoi, että nyt ajetaan nyt tätä perjantai-sunnuntai-järjestelmää.
She therefore broke against this rule because nobody ever said there was necessary reason. So she is a criminal. So as you can see, she said, let's just do this Friday to Sunday model, you know, the children with the father. So this is no wide discretion. Even a normal layman on the street or anyone watching that should be like, what the fuck is this? I'm a master of laws and I have fought for years for my children. I have taken this case twice to the European Court of Human Rights. They never looked at the case. You know, it's totally 2,600 papers printed physically, numbered by hand physically. I've taken this several times to the Ombudsman of Finland, to the Chancellor of Justice of Finland. I'll talk about it later in this video, but I also made a complaint about Finland breaching EU law for decades, and that is pending now in the European Commission. So I have also contacted Valvira. I have also contacted every imaginable authority trying to solve this matter diplomatically and the quote-unquote correct way. Okay, so far we learned that she is a criminal, Ann-Sofie Högström, in these two temporary decisions, and she also started the alienation, vieraannuttaminen. So you are doing harm to me and the relationship between me and my children, by also my parents and the children. Okay, so in the third phase, then there was the mother of the children was lying like this. She was saying that the children would be in trauma after spending time with me. And the children's grandmother, so the children's mother's mother, she is also a defamator, a lying. She, among other things, claimed that the children have complained that I don't go outside with them on an entire weekend. And that weekend, when we did not go outside, I have a 40 Celsius degrees corona fever. So the standards I hold for other people, I hold up to myself. What I mean is that if I would claim such lies as these two people, I should burn in hell. And the reason is that you have to have the ability to zoom out from your own situation and look at it from an objective point of view. For example, if you beat your children every day for 3 years and then the court decides that you should see your children less, then it's completely understandable. But as in my case, there's no harm to the children, no alcohol problems, no drug problems, no mental health issues, no criminal record regarding me, a completely normal father. So if I would participate directly or indirectly, take away children from a normal parent, then I should burn in hell too. All right. So what happened? I filed a criminal report of Ann-Sofi Högström. And I had only one evidence as an attachment. And I sent it to the police. And the police, Länsi-Uusimaa police, Mikko Alakärppä, he made a decision. He said that there's no reason to suspect a crime, no investigation will be conducted, and he also said that after carefully reviewing the material. Okay? So a couple of months later, I was thinking to myself that did this police actually look at the evidence? So, you know what I did? I called the police and asked him, did you look at the one only evidence? You want to hear what he said?
Kysymys, katsottiinko se todistevideo? Ja
En ole katsonut sitä todistevideota. Mä yritin sitä avata, mutta en saanut sitä auki.
So, if I would not have called the police Mikko Alakärppä, I would never have gotten the information or knowledge that the police does not even look at evidence. And so I ask you, dear viewer, does this look more like a police that is doing his work in accordance with human rights and laws regarding police investigations, police law, doing thoroughly and acting legally? Or is it more of a sign of a police lacking the interest in such matters, lacking the know-how or legal knowledge in such matters, or being totally corrupt, or being time deprived, or all of the above mentioned? So a police not looking at evidence, it's incomprehensible. You cannot understand this. Do you know what I mean? That you and then these police wonder why fathers take matters into their own hands. And by the way, at this point I must state, if in my case you cannot see any illegalities or discrimination, then the police can never see it in any case. So they are directly or indirectly, however you want to put it, allowing this decade-long discrimination in Finland to continue by accepting this shit. Because this illegal discrimination can never cease and stop until the authorities do something. And what Mikko Alakärppä did proves that the police don't give a fuck. So I sent the evidence again. So yeah, by the way, when I called the police, we agreed that I'll send the evidence again, which is insane because he should have looked at it from the beginning. But now Petteri Hyytiäinen police looked at the case. And he was like, no investigation will be done, no suspected crime, all is fine basically. So he is the same category as the first police. So Hyytiäinen and Alakärppä, they're doing their job like this.
Parole.
Okay, so the head judge in Länsi-Uusimaa district, he has an obligation according to the Courts Act, tuomioistuin, like I put it in the screen now. So he has an obligation to look and see that all the judges that are working under him, if you will, that they are doing their job in accordance with Finnish law and international laws. So I contacted Lahtinen, but no, he did not do anything. I gave him a reasonable time, 2 months, to check the video of where Högström is discriminating me and taking it away, depriving me of time with my children. He did nothing. So I filed a criminal report. And then Mikko Alakärppä police again was like, it's fine, he can do whatever he wants. No, he cannot. Ilkka Lahtinen, head judge of Länsi-Uusimaa, he's a criminal. He's acting against his obligations that come directly from the law, and so is his judge, which he's the supervisor for Anna-Sofia Högström. They are both criminals, and there is no room for interpretation, both from a subjective and objective point of view. They are both gross violators of human rights. Okay, so as I said, if not in my case, then in what case? Decade-long discrimination acting against EU law in Finland, it will not stop the correct way. I have proved it. And this is very, very dangerous, because if you cannot solve things the correct way. Imagine if somebody takes your children away in the jungle. Some people snap the neck immediately of the perpetrator. Other people say 3 times, give me back my children, and then they act. So this must stop. There must be a correct way to solve these matters in Finland, which currently does not exist. So I also filed a prosecution request to the Finnish prosecution authorities, but they forwarded to the Chancellor of Justice because the prosecution request was about the judge Anna-Sofia Högström. So, Senior Chancellor Secretary Liisa-Mari Herala showed the case to Mikko Puumalainen. What did Mikko Puumalainen say? Nothing will be done. So I emailed the Chancellor also, and I said, did you look at the evidence? So they answered, but in a roundabout way, they said that, no, they did not look at the evidence. So they did the same mistake as the police. Making a decision, all is fine, nothing will be done, they have in accordance with good governance principle and other laws, they have an obligation to ask the evidence via an alternative method or transfer way. If you can't open the evidence, then you cannot make a decision, all is fine. Then you have to ask it an alternative way. USB stick or whatever, memory stick, or then send it via a method or their internal websites or file transfer systems, so you can look at the evidence prior to making a decision. So anyways, my trust in the Chancellor was completely gone, so I took this prosecution request to the Parliamentary Ombudsman of Finland along with other claims. So, Senior Ombudsman Secretary Katja Harakka showed it to Petri Jääskeläinen, and Petri Jääskeläinen, this complete idiot, said that this matter is already looked at the Chancellor's office. How dumb can you be? I took it to the Ombudsman because I had evidence that the Chancellor of Justice is not looking at evidence. So therefore you cannot refer, in the Parliamentary Ombudsman cannot refer to the Chancellor's case when they did not look at the evidence. What a complete idiot. So I took it again to the Ombudsman, now it's pending there. And I explained to them that the Chancellor did not look at the evidence, that's why I took this case and among other things to you. Okay, so anyways, congratulations police Alakärppä and Hyytiäinen, these Länsi-Uusimaa police. You're both reported to the Parliament Ombudsman of Finland and to the National Police Board of Finland, Poliisihallitus, and to the European Commission. So, and these illegal criminal judges Ilkka Lahtinen, Anna-Sofia Högström, the Chancellor of Justice, Parliamentary Ombudsman of Finland, the police Alakärppä and Hyytiäinen, they are all reported to the European Commission currently, where this case is pending currently. And remember, in Finland, you can always take away the children without necessary or heavy reasons. But lo and behold, if you touch frying pans, then the woke ombudsman starts in panic looking at the case. My point is that it's completely fine to have these positive measures, actions taken when it comes to minority groups. But that does not mean that the majority of people, their cases shall be neglected and treated like shit. So, nonetheless, thank you for your time. Bye-bye.